fire.
And who started it in the beginning? Who started it in the first place?
Islam violated.
Would you stop that process?
Don't be a dick. What I'm saying is the portrayal.
All right, where do we even begin? Because we have so many new meltdowns right now, revolving around Donald Trump's executive order, allowing for the Doge team and Elon Musk to have more government oversight. You also have more aggressive Middle Eastern policies, and we have even more meltdowns from the left-leaning media and Democrats claiming there is a constitutional crisis. So before we start this video, please, please, please like the video. It's the #1 way you can help this channel and others get to see the video as well.
We do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position, which is what happened to USAID. We're just curious as to where it came from.
Now, what I find interesting is that Elon is saying what we're all saying. How are some of these politicians worth so much money when they've only ever been a politician making about $250,000 a year? That's a lot of money, but over time, it does not equate to $10+ million. Some people are worth way more than that as well.
So what we're talking about here, we're really just talking about adding common sense controls that should be present that haven't been present. So you say, like, well, how could such a thing arise? That seems crazy. When you understand that really everything is geared towards complaint minimization, so then you understand the motivations. So if people receive money, they don't complain, obviously. But if people don't receive money, they do complain.
Two things I want to point out. First off, when have we ever seen anything like this within the United States? Total transparency. It is absolutely wild. Number two, if you are a conservative or Republican, don't be surprised if some of your favorite members of government also get caught doing something sketchy. I am not implying anything, but it looks like the Doge team doesn't have too much of a bias. They are willing to call anything out, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, and you get caught doing some sketchy things. I'm just saying, don't be surprised.
It's 23 days in here, guys. 23 days. You were talking about $2.3 billion that was saved last year. These guys are saving $2.3 billion a day.
Right, some of the details that have come out, like the $59 million spent on luxury hotels, it's actually not.
You're talking about the FEMA money that was abused for migrants? That was FEMA money for migrants? That's okay now?
No, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay. Don't put words in my mouth.
So would you stop that? Would you stop that process?
Don't be a dick.
It's no surprise that Anderson Cooper is insulting his guest, but what I find shocking is that the left-leaning media and left-leaning political figures just will not admit what is happening is a good thing. It is a good thing we finally have full transparency and we are uncovering all of the waste and fraud that the taxpayer has been spending their money on. Leave your comments down below if you agree.
Voters, we are not the party of common sense, which is the message that voters sent to us. For a number of reasons. We don't know how to speak to voters. When we address Latino, and language has meaning. When we address Latino voters as Latinx, for instance, because that's the politically correct thing to do. It makes them think that we don't even live on the same planet as they do.
I am shocked that a Democrat went on CNN and said we are not the party of common sense. Pretty much what's going on right now, we have a re-evaluation of Democratic leadership. This is because we have Democrats who are utilizing the current political space to make themselves look good, but not the party as a whole.
Now, the disruptor-in-chief, Elon Musk, who apparently has adopted the alias, at least he changed his social media handle to Harry Balls, tweeted this morning, "Democracy in America is being destroyed by judicial coup."
This is why I make these videos, to point out that left-leaning political figures and media figures, they are falling for the bait. Elon Musk changed his name to Harry Bowles on purpose because he knew it was going to get reported on. And then, by the way, he reposted the clip of this happening and then changed his name back to Elon Musk, and he got somebody to say Harry Balls on national television.
As a senior advisor at the State Department, so I'm speaking from experience, this idea of folding USAID into state is not new. This was something discussed under Democratic regimes also. The idea being that you should have a policy focus on how your aid money is going, not a massive contracting vehicle with a lot of overhead. This is not the way to execute on fixing the challenges that we've had with bureaucracy. More chaos does not mean efficiency and saving money.
But you have to admit, some of the things that have been identified, the programs where the money has gone around the world, any reasonable person would look at it and say,
it's money laundering.
This is objectively ridiculous.
I apologize for the reoccurring themes, but I can't control what the political space is right now. Everyone seems to have a concern on how fast things are happening and how Elon Musk is being super transparent to the world. Like, look, these are the receipts. This is where your money is going. And then on the flip side, you have people who are like, I am very happy this is happening. What's the issue here?
And it doesn't meet the foreign policy aims of this administration or our national interests.
Do we shut the entire thing down?
And I don't think anybody has a problem. Truthfully, Bakari, I don't think many Americans would have a problem with saying, okay, we have money, lots of money going out the door. We need to identify what's going where. Is this helping us? Is this hurting us? And is this technically
exactly I think that's exactly what people would expect that would be happening, except that's not what's happening.
That's what I'm agreeing with. But that's what I'm agreeing with Scott with. Because
what's happening is.
Look, the counter argument is this is not what's happening. Elon Musk, he's in Donald Trump's ear right now, and he has the ability to shut down entire government agencies. But what's happening is so shocking, we have to stop everything now. I advise you, go look up some of the things we are uncovering right now that has happened with USAID. It's being uncovered every single day. It is scary, shocking where our money has been going.
This is a great day for all Americans. It's a great day for the Trump administration, and it may just be the beginning of the end of this hostility over there that has killed so many people. So if that's what this all results in, I'm sure that whatever the exchange was, we may judge as being a good thing if it leads to some peace in a place where people have had none.
So we had a very beautiful moment as a country. I think we can all agree that it was awesome that a school teacher who was imprisoned in Russia was allowed to come back to the United States, and he walked up to Donald Trump and said, I love this country. I am forever in debt to you, Donald Trump. You kept your promise. Thank you, USA. It's one of the first times in a long time we actually saw somebody with some patriotism and some gratitude and saying, thank you so much. I love this country, and we should all love this country as well. It's a very rare moment, unfortunately, in the political landscape.
Kamala Harris may have lost the battleground states, but Tammy Baldwin, a lesbian legislator, won Wisconsin. And you had a woman winning Michigan. You had a progressive Hispanic winning Arizona. You had a female legislator winning Nevada. So
I keep tabs on a lot of political figures, and I'm following what the media is doing and saying. That's obviously why I make these videos. I keep noticing Elizabeth Warren is appearing on MSNBC nearly daily. I don't know why she's doing it, but in this clip, for some reason, Elizabeth Warren and Morning Joe, they are still talking about Kamala Harris, and they are talking about being the winner amongst losers. Like, Democrats, you guys lost the election. How about you reevaluate instead of saying, look, we won some of these elections. No, you lost overall. But again, that's sort of the theme over on MSNBC, unfortunately.
Then there is the Doge committee that Elon is leading in the executive, and then there's the Doge caucus, which is what I'm a member of in Congress. And I joined that because we were told that this is where the discussion is going to happen. That being said, there's been no discussion. Elon's been doing it all himself. We've had meetings. It's been bipartisan. We've had good discussions. But it doesn't seem like the caucus is included on, what Doge is finding. We were told Elon's going to audit it and make recommendations to Congress. So look, I'm going to stay for now. But at some point in time, the caucus may just be irrelevant because Congress is not being included, even though it's our constitutional duty to either fund or cut these programs.
Okay, look, I will actually give some credit to Democrats who are a little annoyed because at the very beginning, Donald Trump said, look, Doge is going to be a third-party auditor. They're going to look from the outside in, and they will advise the government on what they could fix or what they could cut some spending on. However, what Doge is uncovering is so shocking and insane. Donald Trump's like, why haven't these departments been fixing it themselves? Now it's up to Doge to fix it, and that is why all of a sudden we have this flip. But Democrats are acting like it's not that shocking that this is happening, and this is why we have such a division right now, especially within the United States government. Okay, sometimes on this channel, we like to change it up a bit, and I like to show you guys something you probably didn't know. The states you're seeing in the green only teach Darwin's theory of evolution. The states you see in the red teach creationism and Darwin's theory of evolution. The problem we have in this country is that for some reason, we have adopted that Darwin's theory of evolution is 100% absolute and there's nothing else out there. We need to be teaching our youth and kids that, look, there is something out there known as creationism that's actually a little more coherent, and it's not that much of a joke. If anything, Darwin's theory of evolution actually has a lot of gaps and holes, and we need to be able to compare and contrast different ideas and teachings. I'm going to leave a link in my description. You guys can go check that podcast out and teaching, and it shows us how Darwin's theory of evolution, it has a lot of issues, and we should not be teaching it as an absolute in this country. Let us continue.
And so, yeah, absolutely.
So you're actually like just yay banks, yay big business. Let's have no oversight whatsoever. Is that?
Well, no one's saying there's no oversight, but I'm saying if Wolf's talking about $20 billion, where is the $20 billion coming from?
Who's supposed to have the oversight, Lance? Who's supposed to have the oversight?
That's what we have a government for, but that we can have a government have oversight in this country.
If you get rid of the institutions that do it, then who's supposed to have the oversight, Lance?
So we'll just create new agencies, and they'll take $20 billion out of our financial institutions. That's what you're suggesting that we do.
No, so the plan is what? To create new agencies?
You are probably noticing what I'm noticing is that whenever an agency gets uncovered for probably not being as efficient as they should be, or there's a lot of wasteful spending, for some reason on the conservative side, it's like, okay, let's get rid of it and let's reform it. On the Democrat side, it's like, hold on, whoa, you can't just do that. But when you really think about it, you kind of can do that. You can get rid of an entire agency and you can just reform it and recreate it. It just so happens we haven't done it in a while, so all of a sudden this all looks shocking. But when you realize the United States has the ability to kind of do whatever they want internally, we should be reforming and we should be analyzing. But again, it is funny how there's such a division in policy and what you can do and can't do.
Donald Trump ran on Elon Musk. This was something that he promised the voters. So he's just following through. The president's the only one in the executive branch elected. Everyone else is a delegate that he picks to be able to do things. I'll tell you, you mentioned watching this for many years. We've seen the administrative state and this permanent bureaucracy spiral out of control. It seems like it gets worse all the time. What Elon's doing is he is highlighting this in a way that's really resonating with the American people. So I think this Doge has a lot of momentum. I think what they're doing has been very positive. I think the key is going to be, is Congress going to wake up from its slumber, start taking the power of the purse seriously, and discipline these bureaucracies?
That is something I never really thought about until I heard this Ron DeSantis clip. What he points out is that, look, Doge is able to communicate with the common man. The common man is able to understand, look, our taxes, they're being spent in a very, very bad way. The issue that you have is you have Democrats and left-leaning media who, again, I don't know why they've done this, and even Bernie Sanders has said we have to stop. It's become the party of the educated and the elitist, and they look down upon the common man and say, well, you're not actually that educated to understand what's going on, so you stay out of it. And I think that's why Doge is so successful. They are able to convey and educate the regular old American who's just trying to survive and a person who loves their country.
Does not like the idea the guy who would not even be constitutionally eligible to run for president is acting as president, a guy who, if he were president, would be impeached immediately because he's taking billions of dollars in foreign government emoluments from all over the world. And some people have actually been talking about impeaching President Elon Musk right now, on the theory that he's usurped the powers of the presidency. So
I will not be surprised if we see a member of Congress go to the floor and say, we want to impeach Elon Musk. They already tried to subpoena him and didn't win. But yeah, that is quite sad. One thing I also want to point out is it not a little odd that the party who can't stand Elon Musk is so about allowing immigration coming into this country, but the one immigrant who's the most successful person on earth, all of a sudden they seem to really have an issue with him. And I'll just leave it at that.
So people normally this quiet?
Your detractors, Mr. Musk.
I have to what?
Including a lot of Democrats.
I have detractors?
You do, sir.
I don't believe it.
Say that you're orchestrating a hostile takeover of government and doing it in a non-transparent way. What's your response to that criticism?
Well, first of all, you couldn't ask for a stronger mandate from the public. The public voted, we have a majority of the public voting for President Trump. We won the House, we won the Senate. The people voted for major government reform. There should be no doubt about that. That was on the campaign. The president spoke about that at every rally. The people voted for major government reform, and that's what people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for. And a lot of times, people that don't get what they voted for, but in this presidency, they are going to get what they voted for. And that's what democracy is all about.
And I think we will leave it at that. If you are still watching this video, I really appreciate it. Again, I think this is such a historic moment within the United States to have this third-party team that was just supposed to be an advisory role, but now all of a sudden, what they've uncovered really resonates with the United States and the common man, and now we are actually seeing some legitimate change, and we are seeing some legitimate saving. And if you are still watching this video, again, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate your guys' support and love, and we will see you guys later. Thank you.